Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one Virginia family finally has some answers after a major breakthrough in a decades-old cold case. And an Eastern Kentucky Police Department urges travelers to keep a closer eye on the gas pump after a troubling find.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock already on this Thursday. I'm Dakota Makeris. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at that cold forecast. And Brandon, I feel like you finally had one of your naps because you're very perky this morning.
Oh, listen, earlier this week I was dragging.
You were bringing me down.
I was telling you during the break between newscasts there. Basically, yesterday was the first day I got to take an afternoon nap all week, and I crashed. I mean, it was just like perfect. So, but yeah, it's a good day to start the season here this morning. We're taking a look at that over to Pikeville first as we take a look at our camera there on US 119, US 23 near Pikeville Commons. No fog, not much traffic, just a cold start to the day. 19 Ashland now, also Jonesville back up to 21 in Monticello this morning. And then you go over to Jackson into parts of Breathitt County there, you see 29, Pikeville at 28, and London a little colder at 22. 46 and 30, the average high and low for this time of the year. Today, we're looking at 55 and 40, our forecast high and low. 67, the record high back in 2015. It was a cold stretch in 1989 because it was 10 below zero on this day in 1989. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, a beloved longtime funeral director and community leader in Knott County has died. Danny Terry died Tuesday at his home. He was the owner of Heineman Funeral Services for more than 50 years. Terry also served as coroner and deputy coroner and was a supporter of several civic and sports organizations and a member of the Knott County Hall of Fame. He was also well known for his bluegrass gospel singing. The visitation will begin Sunday afternoon at the Heineman Funeral Services Chapel. The funeral is Tuesday, December 28th at 11 a.m. Danny Terry was 73. A serious crash at a busy intersection here in Hazard forced Highway 80 to close near Walmart yesterday during a time when that area was likely full of last-minute Christmas shoppers. Hazard police say it was a four-car crash involving an overturned truck. Multiple injuries have been reported, with at least one person being flown to a hospital from the scene. Now, the extent of the injuries is currently unknown, and the cause of the crash is being investigated. A nearly 50-year-old cold case has now been solved. 3 people traveling from Virginia to Kentucky never made it to their final destination. Firefighters found what would later be classified as the remains of one of those travelers. Shelby Lofton walks us through the years-long investigation.
It starts and ends with a family reunion.
John Keaton wasn't a very good driver.
81-year-old John Edwin Keaton took his housekeeper, 52-year-old Flora Vesta Smith Helmick, and her sister, 54-year-old Martha, to a gathering.
Why Flora and Martha wanted to go to the family reunion, I don't know.
They were headed to DeBolt, Kentucky from Bridgewater, Virginia. They never made it. Lexington investigators figured out why. A training dive resulted in the discovery of evidence.
A shoe, and there was a pipe and a key and money.
And human remains.
We needed scientific proof.
The investigators in this case sent samples to labs for DNA matching. A few results came back inconclusive, but Coroner Ginn and Captain Warren said they would continue searching for a match.
There was something in me that I knew there had to be answers.
Captain Warren says he clocked more than 100 hours researching missing links. He got in contact with the families. Then a match came, confirming Martha's identity.
More than likely, they drowned, which is tragic.
Ginn says it's also a relief.
This family now not only knows that their loved one has died, but they know that they were on track, they were coming to Kentucky, they lost their lives accidentally.
This spring, he and Captain Warren will escort Martha Helmick's body to her final resting place, where she will be reunited with family. In Lexington, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Well, the coroner says it's possible they also found Flora Vesta Smith Helmick's remains since she shared the same DNA with her sister. He says nothing is official on her case. Well, we now have new information about a deadly Rowan County fire. Now, it happened Tuesday on Jackson Cemetery Road. Kentucky State Police say they have arrested a minor accused of starting that fire that killed 81-year-old Lloyd Riddle. Now, that minor is charged with murder and arson. Well, the family of a freshman at the University of Kentucky is calling findings from an investigation after his death heartbreaking. In October, Lofton Hazelwood was found unresponsive at the farmhouse fraternity. Yesterday, the university released preliminary findings from its own investigation. Now, they say no one is criminally responsible for his death, but they say they did find multiple violations of student code of conduct. The National Farmhouse Fraternity has revoked the local chapter's status, and they are no longer a registered student organization with UK. Chad Hedrick explains.
This Christmas will be the first the Hazelwood family will spend without their son Lofton.
It is an incredibly difficult time that you just can't put into words what they're going through right now.
The 18-year-old died from alcohol toxicity in October. Officials at the University of Kentucky say while no criminal charges are expected to be filed, they did find evidence of hazing and underage drinking within the farmhouse fraternity where Lofton was pledging.
The Hazelwood family is really just heartbroken to learn about the repeated hazing violations from the time Lofton started as a farmhouse pledge all the way up until the time that he died. They're saddened to learn of the repeated alcohol-related violations that were released.
The family's attorney says they are conducting their own investigation and haven't ruled out taking legal action, saying they feel that's the only way to make sure changes to policy happen.
From a civil standpoint, I think it's clear that there are multiple problems and multiple folks that contributed to what happened with Lofton.
The university says they have taken action by revoking the farmhouse chapter's student organization status and enhancing hazing and alcohol education across Greek life. Meanwhile, the family feels had it not been for the fraternity, their son would still be alive.
If Lofton had not been a farmhouse pledge, and if Lofton had not been attempting to live up to their tradition and do what he thought he was supposed to do in order to fit in with the farmhouse fraternity, and he would be here with them today, this holiday season.
In Lexington, Chad Hedrick, WKYT.
Well, consequences for fraternity members in violation of UK's code of conduct could range from community service to suspension or expulsion. Well, the Jackson Police Department received a call from a local business Tuesday that a skimmer had been found on a gas pump. Now, the skimmer in the pump that had what appeared to be a Bluetooth piece embedded in it, allowing someone to scam people that inserted their credit or debit card. Now, the skimmer was taken as evidence. Police are not naming the business right now due to the ongoing investigation.
If you feel that you've been scammed or your credit information has been compromised, contact your credit card company and local authorities.
Jackson police say to make sure gas pump panels are closed, look at card readers before inserting your card and try wiggling the card reader to be safe. A Kentucky lawmaker wants to make sending abortion pills by mail illegal. Earlier this month, the FDA did away with the rules that required patients to pick up the medication in person. The Lexington Herald Leader reports that Representative Nancy Tate says she'll file a bill that would reverse the change. It would also put other abortion rules in place, including rules on how minors can get abortions. In Magoffin County, the fiscal court finally approved a contract to set up the county's own ambulance service. It's been in the works for more than 1 year. The vote was delayed because of the pandemic. NetCare Ambulance Service will staff 4 trucks in the area. The service could be running in as little as 90 days. The explosive spread of the Omicron variant is causing many to wonder if they should cancel their holiday plans. But health experts say that while nothing is 100% risk-free, if you are vaccinated and take precautions, you can still gather with loved ones.
If you test in the afternoon before coming over and everyone is negative, yeah, then I think you can relax.
Experts say you should make sure you are vaccinated, boosted, and wear a mask.
.09 here on this Thursday morning, Christmas Eve, and we're taking a look at our temperatures, and it is cold out there this morning, but it's getting a little bit warmer. All right, we're down to 19 in Ashland and Jonesville. I knew somebody in those sheltered valleys would hit the teens this morning. We're going to continue to see 20s across the rest of the region. Jackson knocking on the door at 30 there at 29. Coffee, yep, I love it. Just get you a big old to-go mug and make sure it's good and piping hot because it's cold out there this morning. And of course, 55 though will be our daytime high, so you'll need some iced coffee this afternoon. You have to switch over to that different blend. Frosty start to the day, sunny skies, and as we head toward Christmas, sunshine and mild temperatures continue, but we'll see some increasing clouds tomorrow on Christmas and some stray rain chances as well. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. More news is on the way. Coming up next, another key ingredient of many classic Christmas treats is in short supply. You'll find out what that is when we come back.